Hey, George, how you feeling? You feeling better? There you go. Have a nice charge.
What are you not talking to me?
I miss you, George. Who? What? Sorry, what did you say?
Wow.
That's right, George. You're such a good little robot just chilling out right here.
How easily I've been replaced.
Yeah, you're the jerk.
Why am I? I didn't send you a spork. Anyways.
You wanted to.
Oh, God.
And I still haven't gotten my fez yet.
I don't know where I put it. We're looking. We're looking. I swear it is 1,000% yours. I literally, Heather and I switched our bedroom and bedroom and living. We have like an upstairs living room thing in our house. I mean, you've been here. We switched it around, and I cannot figure out where the hell I put it. It was way too small for my head. I think you have a much more normal size human head. So,
yeah. Go on.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, there was talk about questions.
Yes. So let's go ahead and launch into the 20 questions, shall we?
Let's delve into the darkness that is our psyche.
As we alluded to in the previous episode, people actually kind of dug the random questions we asked each other.
And more importantly, we kind of dug it. So
yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. All right. Here's one for you.
All right, hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
In your opinion,
oh God,
what is the sexiest and least sexy name? Male or female, just any name. Sexiest and least sexiest.
Well, obviously, the sexiest name would be Heather.
Ooh, nice save.
I
can just imagine Heather leaning slowly over so she can look at you through the doorway like, what did you just say?
I can see Heather watching this video, like, because it's not going to be out for a week from when we recorded, but like 2 weeks from now. And me just sitting here, like, doing off-camera work or doing something like that. And I just hear screaming from the bedroom. That's right, you say, Heather. You know what I've always... And I'm going to feel bad because there's going to be... Inevitably, there's going to be somebody watching with this name. Okay? So I'm kind of hedging my bets here a little bit.
Yep.
And like, names that... God, I'm gonna offend somebody. I'm going to feel so bad. Snoop. That's it. That's what I think. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you. For least sexy, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like what I would consider to be kind of old lady names. Like
Esther.
Ethel. Gertrude. Things in that vein.
Yvonne.
Yvonne, that one, I don't know. That one...
That's actually more modern than most, so I actually don't mind. Plus, that's my grandmother's name, and I really like my grandmother.
Well, I had, for lack of a better term, a step-grandmother.
Sally. No, that's also a kind of modern.
That's pretty normal.
That's also my granny's name, so I'm going to say it.
Yeah, really, that would be about, like, Ethel, Gertrude, because there's no good, young, hip... short version, right? Like, you know, I mean, Christopher, you can go Chris, a lot more light, airy, Robert, Bob, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But my grandfather in like his 80s ended up getting a girlfriend, okay? And her name was Gertrude. But what we called her, what her like friends would call her, oh my God, can you take your robot off of there so he stops making noise? You're doing this because of the squirrel thing.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, it drives me up there.
Fine, come on, George. There.
Anyways,
stop whining about it.
Oh, we have blocks of steel. Damn it. Okay. Anyways, but what we called her was Gertie.
Gertie.
Not any better.
Yes, that's not. Yeah, no.
You know what's a bad boy's name? Edgar. Hi, honey.
Did I hear Heather go? Eh.
No, you heard her go. The reason you heard Heather make a funny sound is Heather has an ex-boyfriend from her high school days whose name was Edgar, who I've mocked wildly for having that name. So. But with that one, you can get away with it because you can be Ed. You can be a normal human named Ed. Wait, what did they call him? Gar. Out of Edgar.
I didn't call him that.
They could have his parents could have went Ed, and he could have had a normal childhood. They went Gar, which I can only assume is if you were trying to say Garth, but then you choked on a hard candy. Gar. That's it. Oh, it's specifically a hard candy. Oh, by the way, there's a glitch in the book where 2 of these are completely. Oh, never mind. They fixed it. Never mind. Ignore what I said.
Good job. Proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer?
For me,
are you...
well, obviously the most sexiest name I can think of for a lady would be Sarah.
Okay.
Obviously.
I unfortunately can't agree because of past situations, but you know what?
Right.
I will give you a pass on this one.
So aside from that, I actually am very fond of the name Rachel.
Okay.
I don't know. Rachel is good. I don't know why I like it, but Rachel and also Karen.
Really?
I really like the name Karen. For a person of the female persuasion, I really like the name Karen. Rachel and Karen. I know it's weird. I don't know why, but they just sound good.
Karen isn't a bad name. Okay, in any way, shape.
I think it's because of care. You can go like, oh, care, like care. I like care. Caring is good. You care about people.
But Karen seems like kind of middle of the road name. Like it's not good. It's not bad. It's just a name. But
yeah.
All right. Cool. Do you have like?
I know it's really weird.
Do you have like a secretary fetish I should know about? Like it seems like that would go hand in hand. Like those two things would.
I can't comment on that. So for least favorite female name, I would probably say Melissa.
Okay. All right. First of all, 2 things. One, you're going super personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I don't really think
wise,
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that the name.
No, it's just there's a lot of baggage associated with that name for me, and
Snoop has an ex-girlfriend whose name was Melissa. So
yeah.
That's basically where that comes from.
Yeah, it was bad. So
I know.
moving
I
on
was
from
here.
that.
I was here for the butt end of it, so I'm familiar.
So beyond that, male names. I would have to say favorite male name. Honestly, I'm a bit narcissistic. I really love my own name.
Really?
I really like my own name. Chris. I really like the name Chris.
Not in a mean way. Once again, a little bit of a middle of the road name.
It is a very plain Jane kind of name.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It's got a certain panache to it.
I think that falls.
The name I don't like. Keith.
I don't think you're the only one.
Keith is just Keith. It's harsh. It's hard. And I have friends who are named Keith.
We have a good friend.
Really good friend.
We have a good
and I love him to death.
Used to be in the squad.
But I hate his name.
If I told you who it was, he would then not be a good friend, and he would try and murder me. So we're not.
He would.
Doing that.
I wish him nothing but the best, and I really do appreciate him, and he's a super cool guy. But Keith is a name that I just not
the TH, like I said, very aggressive.
Not a sexy name to me.
Very, very aggressive.
Yes, not a sexy name to me.
All right, how do I make? I gotta remember how to make this.
But Chris, on the other hand, like Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. Chris Evans, pretty nice guy.
Okay. So just superheroes names.
There are some sexy guys right there. I'll tell you that much.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
Sergio.
Sergio.
Yeah. Or Sergio.
Sergio.
Yeah, I can't make my tongue hit the back of my throat like that, but
Sergio.
You know, very, very, very mysterious Latin.
Yes, Sergio is a very mysterious, very charming Latin name. Sexy. Yes, good stuff.
Okay, all right.
That's what the question was. The question was asking about sexy names.
But you made it super weird.
Shut up.
Super weird. So, okay. All right, you know, just for the betterment, let's move on to the next question. Seems like we're really kind of walking into a trap on this one.
All right. What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen in someone else's home? Drink it in.
Now, I'm assuming this question is aimed a little bit at like I don't know, I knew a guy who had a golden statue of his neighbor, like that, you know.
It could be either something really weird, a thing that they had, or it could be possibly something that was happening, some event that was at their house that was really bizarre.
So there was a kid that I grew up with.
Yeah. Oh,
and I'm not going to say his last name, but his first name was William.
Okay.
And he was an odd duck. I'm not gonna lie. He was a weird one, but he seemed okay. You know, I'm not saying like I was a prize winning heifer or anything like that, but he was a weird one.
Yeah.
And I stayed the night at his house one time. Now. His house, so he had a very Hispanic mother, like old world Hispanic, and then just like plain run of the mill middle class white dad. Just wanted to come home and take off his pants and have like a pot roast, just kind of guy. Right. Pot roast and mashed potatoes, no gravy.
Roast beef, mashed potatoes, all that jazz. Just nothing special. Just he wanted meat and potatoes. Yeah. Kind of blue collar, I would suppose.
Yeah. Just real, just salt of the earth kind of fellow.
Yeah.
So their living room was very much mom had decorated it, and it was middle class gaudy. Gotti. Am I saying that right? Gotti? Is it
Gaudy? Gaudy.
Gotti. Okay, not John Gotti. But, a lot like couches that are not comfortable but have amazing wood inlays in them and that kind of stuff, right?
Just tacky, I suppose is the actual word.
Yeah, probably a lot more along that lines. A lot of velvet type stuff. So
crushed velvet, we would say.
Yeah, or any level of the velvets.
Random Elvis statuettes.
Not so much that, but like more in the furniture. Anyway, so and his room, he had this really cool bed, and it looked like it was possibly handmade, like maybe his dad made it or something like that, or maybe like a family friend or something like that. But it basically was, it looked like kind of a cartoony pickup truck. So the bed of the truck is where his bed was. And it was all made out of wood, so it wasn't like plasticky like, they bought at the store. And this is going to end up being more of an experience example than an item example.
That's okay.
But his room was the messiest I've ever seen. His parents must have just bought him every toy he had. He really didn't have a whole lot of friends. And they must have just bought him like every toy they came across. And I would say the entirety of his floor was knee-deep toys. Knee-deep. Like it was a big toy box.
Huh.
Now this is where so this is where it gets weird. And they were all over and they were all over the bed. The front of the truck thing, actually you could get in and pretend you were driving a truck. It had a bench seat and all that stuff. So I spent the night at his house, and he apparently he slept in the living room.
All right.
Even though he had a particularly fine bed. His bed wasn't broken. It looked very comfortable. But it was just so covered in stuff, he didn't sleep in there. So we slept on these gaudy couches, which was fine. And I was familiar with his house because his house had the exact same build as the house I grew up in. Like, it was the same company that made it. He lived in the same neighborhood, so
yeah,
I knew where everything was. Now, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I obviously knew where it was. And I had walked down the hallway, and when you're heading to the bathroom, you walk right past the master bedroom, which I had done a million times. That was my mom's room. My mom generally slept with the door closed. So I walked by, and their door's open, and it's, you know, kind of lit a little bit. And I noticed that this kid, and by the way, this time I was probably in like 5th or 6th grade. We weren't little, right? And when I walked by, I noticed that he's sleeping along the foot of his parents' bed.
All right.
So he hasn't like crawled in bed with them. He's not sleeping on like the side of his mom or the side of his dad.
He's laying on top of the blankets, on top of the top sheets,
on top of the blankets, just in a very loose fetal position, not tight, you know.
Just kind of
no
like
blanket, no pillow.
Just needed to rest for a little bit and flopped on the bed, and
laying at his parents' feet.
All right.
So I'm like, okay. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you know, maybe he didn't feel good. You know, we were still at that age where that could happen. You know, you got a stomach ache, you go in, you know. So I go back to a horrible couch to go back to sleep. Go back to sleep the next day. And the next day, I'm like, hey, are you feeling okay? And he goes, yeah, why? I go, well, I got up to use the bathroom last night. I just noticed that you were sleeping, you know, in your parents' bed. And I just want to make sure you were feeling okay. You know, not being a jerk, like legitimately concerned for my friend.
Yep.
And he goes, oh, yeah, I do that every night. So every night, and like I want to say we were probably in 6th grade. Mind you, that's a point where you have like multiple classes. You have a locker at that point, okay?
Yeah, you got.
I think I had my first kiss in 6th grade, okay? So he wouldn't clean his room. His parents didn't make him clean his room so he could sleep in his own bed. So he slept on the couch. And I even asked him the night before, I'm like, oh, is this because you're having a friend over? Because I've seen that. You know, a lot of time when, you know, my daughters would have friends sleep over, I would pull their mattress and like a spare mattress we had and put them in the living room. That way they had like, you know, the whole living room themselves.
Yeah.
They had this huge bed and all this stuff. And he had told me that before. He goes, no, this is just where I sleep. And I didn't question it. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. And yeah, but it was just so nonchalant. Like, so apparently every single night he goes to sleep on this, you know, kind of gaudy, tacky couch, not in his bedroom. And then gets up, and I'd even asked him, like, do you like sleepwalk? He goes, no, I just always wake up in the middle of the night, get up, use the bathroom, and go sleep at the foot of my parents' bed.
Huh.
And I don't know what, so when you asked me that question, that's the first thing that popped in my head, and I don't know why that just, that like made me feel very unsettled, and still does. That was the first thing that popped in my head when you said that.
That is...
I can't explain it. It's...
Yeah, that's a very strange kind of situation.
Yeah.
Because when I think of that question, the first thing that comes to my head is that when I was in elementary school, I had just made friends with a guy who was relatively new to the school. He was been there for about a year. He transferred in. I've knew him in passing every now and then, but it wasn't until the 3rd grade that I really started getting to know this guy. Yeah. And he was all right. He was not too bad. He was kind of a nerdy guy, and this is still before the nerd revolution in schools, where nerds were not ostracized.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's still on the fringes of school society, but so was I. You know, same kind of way. So I made friends with him, and eventually I went over to his place. This was during spring break. I got on my bike. I rode my bike all the way over, maybe like 5 or 6 blocks to get to his place. And he led me in. We started chatting. His house was, you know, middle class, upper middle class, obviously with well-to-do parents. And I get into his room, and it is just covered in Hulk Hogan stuff. Like, I'm talking posters of Hulk Hogan, unlike from all kinds of old WWE, WWF, sorry, at the time WWF,
yeah, WWF
arenas
you come at me with that
and all that
WWE
stuff.
garbage.
He's got a couple dolls, like action figures of Hulk Hogan. He's got a Hulk Hogan Stretch Armstrong, or two, just kind of on the shelves and stuff. And his bedspread is Hulkamania, all this stuff. And it was just this kid, I had no idea, was a huge Hulk Hogan fan.
Now I have a question. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it wrestling?
Yes.
Or was it no? Or was it specifically Hulk Hogan?
Oh, specifically Hulk Hogan. But it was all Hulk Hogan's wrestling stuff.
Okay, so you didn't see like an Iron Sheik or a Ultimate Warrior or a Macho Man Randy Savage.
I think I saw one Macho Man Randy Savage, but it was like a companion action figure for fighting.
Like they were like tag team,
like a tag team thing, or so against each other for some bout, or I don't know. But okay. I didn't really follow a whole lot of wrestling, so I knew of Hulk Hogan at the point in time because obviously,
yeah, wrestling.
It's the mid '90s. Of course, I would know about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
But it just caught me off guard. It's like, oh my god, this kid really likes the Hulkster, and we still got along really well. But it always kind of was just a little bit. It's just like, wow, I did not know that kind of situation. It was weird.
Now I will say this. Both of our situations are weird. Now, I think, and we're pretty much at the end of this. You got to wrap this up after that.
Yeah.
I will say this. The only thing that can make our two situations weirder was replace I was in 5th or 6th grade and replace it with a guy I know from work. You change the same stories we just told, but you make it a 32-year-old guy, Barry from The Office. This story takes on a whole new thing. Because if you change now, at this point, that kid probably, reminisces about Hulk Hogan like we would reminisce about anything from our youth. My guy, I'm assuming he probably got a job, maybe he's got a family. I don't know, that's questionable. But he's out there in the world living his life, right?
Yeah.
But you switch that to like a 35-year-old guy named Barry. Your story, Hulk Hogan's going to get murdered.
Oh, yeah.
The end of my story, my guy's parents are going to get murdered. And possibly me. I'm never getting out of that house. So I just want to take a moment for everybody to just kind of look at perspective with their lives. Because...
Oh, geez, I fell off my thing. Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
Oh, well.
So, just perspective.
Oh, wow. That was a new bear right there.
That was interesting. That was a story I don't think I've talked about in.
That's the first time I ever heard that story.
Decades. Yeah. I don't talk about old Will that often. Is your thing just? Is it?
Yeah, gradually
right
floating
there?
down. Yeah, just floating down. I'll pick it up when I get down when it lands.
Okay. Well, can we double up? Can we two-person this?
Yeah, let's go.
Are you on?
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
I don't remember how this works.
You gotta put fuel in it. Hold on. Press Y.
Oh, do I not have?
In here.
I don't. Y doesn't do anything.
Okay. Check the V's-Craft controls. You need to open the J line.
It's the end. We're just gonna have to get your ship later.
Whatever. Fine. I'll just leap off and get myself. Oh, I missed it.
Anyways.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us for this really illuminating episode of Automaton. I fell down a hole. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy this kind of like chill conversation, finding out more about what's going on with how Modii became Modii and all these random questions.
Snoop became Snoop, and yeah.
Don't send me spooks.
Little, please send me. Keep sending him spooks.
No, don't.
Send him a pink one and a purple.
God, I swear to God, if I start getting a collection of sporks because of you people,
what do you mean
I'm
you
gonna
people?
be so cross.
Wow. Wow, looking down on the sport community, you elitist jerk. Anyways, finish the outro.
Wow.
I want to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with Heather.
Of course you do. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us this episode of Automaton. If you are new to either of our channels, hit the subscribe button. Leave a like, leave a comment. Love seeing that kind of thing. Also, don't forget to ding the bell so that you get notified when we have new episodes coming out for any of our series on our channels. Also, it is still early in the month, so be sure to go check out our Patreons in our descriptions, our channel description, and episode descriptions too, so that you can join our Patreon. We have a full-on Discord. We got 3 Minecraft servers, 2 of which are modded. It's pretty crazy stuff. We do streams on one of them every Saturday, and we also record on another one that we do for our Beyond the Sky series.
Yep.
So you can get on there and join us and make fun of each other.
And on the Beyond the Sky series, it has the spectate mode.
So you can spectate us
and run around and have no clue what we're saying and why we're doing what we're doing. But you could try and race me as I run around. I wouldn't know you're there, but you can do it.
So be sure to go check that out. Also, I want to say thank you to HostHavoc, our sponsors. If you're looking for quality Minecraft servers and more, go check out HostHavoc in the description down below. Use the referral links to know who has the Xmas fans. It's really us. Except for the Triple 7 Sporks. And once again, guys, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.